with Zaki Adnan. Startup Talk.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Startup Talk with me, Zaki Adnan, on Dhaka FM 90.4. What a wonderful Saturday this is. What a beautiful weather. And we have an even more beautiful person joining with us. The amusing, the amazing, the beautiful Miss Tina Jabeen, the investment advisor of Startup Bangladesh ICT Division. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Apu, if you don't mind, could you come a little closer to the mic?
Sure.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
কেমন আছেন?
ভালো আছি.
So how are you liking Dhaka FM?
This is really awesome. Very cool.
Very cool, very nice. And the view, 15 stories
Lovely.
up high, very exciting. So Abu, আমরা basically আমাদেরকে সব listeners শুনছে, and we have been requesting them about writing to us আপনার জন্য যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে. You're doing amazing things in the startup ecosystem, and I want all our listeners to know your stories. আপনার এত inspiring একটা story যেটা আমি এতক্ষণ ধরে শুনছিলাম, এত দিন ধরে in fact শুনছি. So let's start talking about you. So আপনার if you could tell us a little bit about your history, like where it all started. আপনি কি মানে সবাই জানে যে আপনি California ছিলেন, you came back to Bangladesh and you wanted to do something for the country. That's what you tell everyone. Mm-hmm. So we want to know more. So how did it happen? আপনি কি were you born and brought up in California?
No, actually I was born in Dhaka.
Okay.
Totally Dhaka girl.
Okay.
And I was so I went to Orgoni Balika Bidyaloy.
Acha.
I did my matric parikha, SSC. From there, and then from Holy Cross College I did my intermediate. I was in Rajshahi Medical College for 3 years.
Wow.
I finished my first prof, and then I went to UC Berkeley.
Okay.
And I did my graduation.
How did it happen from Rajshahi Medical to UC Berkeley? That too, eto age একটা সময়.
হ্যাঁ, অনেক আগে, 30 বছর আগে to be exact.
Wow. How did that happen? মানে
well, I always knew that I will be a physician because both of my parents were physicians.
Okay.
But when I started medical school, I figured that, if I make a mistake and something happens to somebody's life, I don't think I can live with it.
Oh, wow.
But if I go to some other job, like accounting or whatnot,
what's the worst that could happen?
What is the worst can happen? I will mess up somebody's accounting records. So I figured that, okay. So after 3 years in medical school, I started in accounting.
Okay.
As a student in UC Berkeley.
UC Berkeley. তো আপনি এখানে আপনার ইন্টারমিডিয়েট শেষ করে রাজশাহী মেডিকেল 3 বছর শেষ করে you realize যে you cannot live with this kind of accountability, right?
Yeah.
And so you decided যে you want to pursue accounting. So you went to UC Berkeley. তো তারপর আপনি UC Berkeley তে অ্যাকাউন্টিং পড়লেন.
So I went to Haas Business School. That's their business school. So I finished my accounting degree.
Right.
And then I started my career in KPMG.
Wow.
In San Francisco.
The Big Four.
Yeah, in their tax department.
Wow. তারপর আপনি KPMG তে কতদিন ছিলেন?
So I was there for about 2 years. I was a staff accountant associate, staff associate in their partnership taxation department.
Okay.
From there I went to Coopers and Lybrand. And from Coopers and Lybrand in 97, Pricewaterhouse and Coopers, they kind of merged and it became PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Wow. So PwC happened and you were there for a while?
I was there for a long time. I was there for about almost 13 years.
So তারপর আপনি কি PwC থেকে you just came back to Bangladesh?
না PwC তে আমি ছিলাম. So I was in PwC San Francisco.
Right.
By that time, I kind of had my long career in public accounting, in tax, private equity, venture capital. That was my specialty. And from there, in about anyway, after 13 years, I forgot which year. I joined a private equity, a private industry. So it's a fund of fund, and the name of that company is Horsley Bridge Partners.
Okay.
So it's a very reputable fund of fund who invests in venture capital companies like Kleiner Perkins and Andreessen Horowitz and Benchmark, the companies who are right now minting all these big names that we know, like Facebook and Airbnb and LinkedIn.
Oh
and
my God! So you essentially worked in a firm that funded the VCs, which funded Facebook, Airbnb,
WeWork.
Oh wow! Wow! Unbelievable.
Yeah, really
I've longed to meet someone like you and learn from you how it all happened and how it all worked. So, apne obviously it was a very big and a bold move to let go of the dream, of the big American dream, and come back to Bangladesh.
Yeah, but I kind of lived the American dream.
Yeah.
So I lived it, and I always wanted to come back to Bangladesh and contribute. The situation did not allow me to, before I came here, which was back in 2016, because I was busy with my career, with my family, different stages of life. So in 2016, something happened which allowed me to come back to Bangladesh for a long term. Because if you want to do something in a big scale, you have to be there on the ground.
Absolutely. So Amra Apu, we are going to hear more from you and more about the stories, and especially apne je America theke Bangladesh ashlen, you took the leap, and we'll hear about the stories, why you did that and what really happened. So আমরা একটা ছোট ব্রেক নিব, ছোট ব্রেক নিয়ে আমরা একটা গান শুনবো, and আমরা আপনারই প্রিয় একটা গান শুনবো, and এই গানটার পিছনে একটা খুবই অ্যামেজিং স্টোরি আছে. So the song is called Besame Mucho by Andrea Bocelli. So I can't wait to hear the story behind the song. So let's check this out. Wonderful weather, wonderful song. We'll take a small break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Startup Talk.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Apnara shunchen Startup Talk with me, Zaki Adnan, only on Dhaka FM 90.4, and we have the beautiful Miss Tina Jabeen, the investment advisor of Startup Bangladesh ICT Division. Apu, assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Apu, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy life and joining us on this wonderful Saturday.
My pleasure.
I know you have so much work to do. And seriously, thank you so much. It means the whole world to us. So Apu, we were talking about how you had such an amazing life, and apne khubi interestingly you shifted from medical into accounting into the world of investment, and you lived the American dream. In fact, you lived most of our dreams of working in the Big Four, right? So erpor apne, what happened? What really went on that made you want to come back to Bangladesh?
Sure. So I always wanted to come back, like I said, and I wanted to do something very impactful, which I can do in a large scale. But like I mentioned, that you have to be on ground and for a longer time to really do any meaningful work. So back in 2016, my mother passed away, and I lived with her back in the Bay Area. So she passed away, and that gave me the opportunity. It's kind of irony that gave me the opportunity to really come here and kind of pursue that mission I had to come and work in Bangladesh.
Okay.
So it kind of, it's a very personal story, but I think that it's common because, if anybody who is pursuing a project or anything so passionately, there is a story, there's a personal story behind it.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's nothing different. It's just that, there is a personal story that happened, this kind of, losing my mom, and that kind of propelled me to pursue this mission I had. Amazing.
So about this mission, so this is where I would love to make the listeners more aware of what you're doing with Startup Bangladesh and what Startup Bangladesh is all about, because we all live with Startup Bangladesh practically. So if you could, Apu, elaborate on what Startup Bangladesh is really doing and how you're involved.
Sure. So I'll kind of go over the Startup Bangladesh, the mission and the government's initiative and how it works. So Startup Bangladesh is kind of it's a project which is under IDEA. IDEA stands for Innovation Design Entrepreneurship Academy. I'm sure you guys have heard IDEA. And this is an initiative by the government of Bangladesh, specifically the ICT Ministry.
Right.
And it's very much aligned with all these different goals that we have for Vision 2021, because we want to we are shooting to become the middle income country by 2021, and again under the supervision of Digital Bangladesh with our Prime Minister and our national advisor. So under the leadership of our ministers in the ICT Ministry, Honorable Minister Mustafa Jabbar and Honorable State Minister Mr. Zunaid Ahmed Polok, Startup Bangladesh started its journey. The operation started about 6 months ago, and the goal is to foster an innovation-based economy. And how do you do that? It is by you are supporting the entrepreneurs. You are supporting them to come up with different type of solutions for all these problems that we have, and using technology, right? So and then also to foster the entrepreneurship culture, and then also to create a venture capital friendly ecosystem.
Amazing.
So the way you do that is you fund some of the startups, and we have specific guidelines of how to do that, and we have a portal where you can submit your ideas. So I'm more than happy to go through some of the detail if you want me to.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that this is how it goes. So some of the areas where we want to focus on is like artificial intelligence, machine learning, which are kind of what's happening in globally, right? So we need to be at the cutting edge of this, or else we won't be able to compete with the world in any level, in any industry, right? Even the garments factory, they're using AIs.
Right.
So that's the point, and that's kind of the mission. So we are focusing on using technology in health sectors, in agriculture, in machine learning, deep learning, all those all these very exciting areas. So the way it happens, we have a portal. It's called startupbangladesh.bd.gov, and a startup can submit their ideas there. We have a very specific guidelines, and we also have requirements. So once you submit the idea, our team goes through the submission process and we screen it. After we go through an initial screen, we take the pool of who have gone through the first screening. We present it to our selection committee.
Okay.
So the selection committee, based on the certain criterias, which is the concept and how is the management team, how is the financial plan, all of this.
A application ta ki je kono startup korte pare apu?
Yes.
Anyone.
Anybody who is using a technology based
to solve. Problem.
So they probably have a product. There is a ride sharing product. Or probably there is a startup who is using IoT to figure out. They have this rice field, right? Where they need to figure out there should be water. There should be only certain level of water, and they're using IoT to really understand it. Or there can be like weather detection system, right?
Okay.
So it's all those things.
So I'm a startup, and so what do I get from Startup Bangladesh?
So what you get is of course you get funding, money.
Okay.
And
seed stage funding.
So there are five types of investment we do.
Okay.
So the first one is idea. So if you have an idea, and if you go through those 5 criteria that I just mentioned, so if you have an idea, then our committee will go through it and see if it's worth funding, then we give them a grant, and the grant is about maximum 10 lakh taka.
Wow.
And then
so am I the idea say
right.
I don't have a product,
yes,
but I will go through your guidelines
right.
to make that product.
No, not through the guideline. You have an idea and you submit it in our portal, and the idea can be you want to create a system where you can have electronic health record. This is an idea. So you come and you submit this with specific. You have a pitch book, obviously, and then if we think that okay, this makes sense, then we will fund you to create the to kind of go through the client testing or the customer base testing, to go through the create the MVP, the software, all kinds of stuff. So that's the idea stage. That's a grant. Then we have VC type of investment, which is seed, going back to your question. So we do seed investment. So seed investment, we do up to 1 crore maximum.
Okay.
If you have an MVP, right? And then we have growth investment. If you have an MVP, you are trying to increase your customer base and you're trying to scale up. So there our investment, we will make investment of up to 5 crore per round.
5 crore per round. Okay.
So for seed and growth, we take equity.
Seed হচ্ছে আপনার পোস্ট
গ্র্যান্ট হ্যাঁ তুমি ধরো একটা এমনও হতে পারে যে গ্র্যান্ট নিয়ে কেউ হয়তো ওরা আইডিয়েশন স্টেজ থেকে সিড স্টেজে আসছে সো সিড স্টেজে যখন আসছে তখন ওদের তো obviously they need lot more, right? So then they can come back and apply again to develop their product to right and do market research or whatnot, and then we will fund it, but we will take equity for it.
Okay.
So the difference is on the grant we don't take equity.
Okay.
But on the seed and growth side we take equity.
Okay. Perfect.
Right. And then the third kind is guided startup. So guided startup is what you were asking, like so it's a startup, and they will create a product which is based on our guideline, a product that we want.
Okay.
And the product that we want would be kind of aligned with something aligned with our national policy. So let's say how to reduce traffic.
Okay.
So we want somebody to come up with a product
solution. Absolutely.
So that is guided startup.
Fantastic. So এই সব information জানার জন্য there is a platform.
There is a platform.
So listeners, আপনারা যারা শুনছেন, আপনি অথবা আপনার কোনো বন্ধু-বান্ধব অথবা anybody in your network who is resonating with this requirement and needs guidance and direction, they can go to startupbangladesh.com.bd. Is it?
Yeah, startupbangladesh.bd.gov.
.bd.gov, sorry. startupbangladesh.bd.gov, and you'll get all the information there. Fantastic. So Abu, we're going to come back and we're going to listen to more about Startup Bangladesh, and we're going to listen to more of your stories. We're just going to take a little break, and আমরা একটা গান শুনে আসবো, this amazing song. এই দুইটা গান যে আমরা এতক্ষণ শুনছি, একটা ছিল অ্যান্ড্রিয়া বোচেলির একটি ওয়ান্ডারফুল গান, এবং এখন যেটা শুনবো সেটা না হচ্ছে Cesaria Evoria. Right? I can't even pronounce it properly. So again, we're going to take a little break and we're going to come back.
Baija buja tama magar ki huntachen purai 100 টানে বুঝছেন না কি চলে ওহো লিয়ালি ছেড়ে দিল দিয়া ফিল করেন Dhaka FM 90.4
Startup Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are listening to Startup Talk with me, Zaki Adnan, on Dhaka FM 90.4. What a wonderful Saturday this is. Bayer weather ta sherokom, and we have an even more sherokom person in the house. We have Miss Tina Jabeen, the ICT from the ICT Division, the investment advisor, and Apu comes with us with a wealth of experience in the investment field, and the major leap of faith that she's taken, to that she's lived the American dream, and now that she's here with us in Bangladesh, we're ever so thankful that you're here and you're helping build this dream for the entire nation, and most of all, we're really glad that you're here on a Saturday evening with us sharing your stories. So Apu, you were sharing your stories, and apne bolchen how Startup Bangladesh works and how you have different forms of investment and different types of investment. Apna seed আইডিয়া লেভেল গ্র্যান্ট থেকে শুরু করে সিড ফান্ড থেকে শুরু করে আপনারা গ্রোথ ফান্ড পর্যন্ত ইনভেস্টমেন্ট করেন অ্যান্ড so what else does the startup get from Startup Bangladesh?
So they also get, different type of mentoring support. So let's say, somebody needs help in marketing. They want to market their product. So we can provide them mentors where, they will be advised on how to go about doing it. So that's one. And then also we are working on an accelerator space in our ICT ministry in Agargaon, the ICT Tower.
Nice.
So it's going to be on the 14th floor.
Nice.
It is actually going to be amazing, state of the art, kind of a co-working space.
Okay.
They have, the labs where you can do your lab testings. They have conference centers. So it's going to be really fantastic.
Amazing.
So we are hoping that we will inaugurate that sometime in the next 2 months.
Wow. Everything's set up.
It's construction is almost done.
Okay.
But they need to put all the internal stuff together.
Nice.
You guys should go and check it out.
I will. I definitely will. I can't wait to come visit you.
And we'll also start doing a lot of workshops. Like tomorrow we have a workshop for intellectual property clinic. So where we are inviting all the startups to come and ask their questions, and we will have like legal experts from local legal experts, and we will also have legal experts, international, who can kind of educate us about international. How do they do it in a country like US?
Amazing.
Intellectual property.
Right.
So that is a type of workshop we will host.
এই ওয়ার্কশপে যে কেউ যেতে পারে
আমাদের ফেসবুক পেজ আছে যে স্টার্টআপ বাংলাদেশ, সেখানে ইভেন্ট আছে, সেখানে you can check it out. It's at tomorrow starting from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. You can have one-to-one sessions with these experts.
Wow, that is unbelievable. I myself have like countless questions about IP rights and everything. I definitely will check it out. So listeners, আপনারা শুনছেন, আপনাদের মধ্যে যারা আছেন startup founders and people in your network who have startup founders, I'm sure সবারই মনে IP নিয়ে অনেক প্রশ্ন থাকে. So সব প্রশ্নের উত্তর আপনারা definitely Startup Bangladesh থেকে পেতে পারবেন আগামীকালকে 3টা থেকে. Startup Bangladesh is hosting an IP clinic. To find out more, you can go on to their Facebook page, just write Startup Bangladesh, এবং ওদের ইভেন্ট পেজে গিয়ে আপনি সেটা অবশ্যই পাবেন. আবু, সো আমি একটু অফ টপিক একটা প্রশ্ন করতে চাই, যে দুটো গান শুনলাম আমরা, সো এই দুটো গানের স্টোরিটা ইজ ভেরি ইন্টারেস্টিং. So usually when I ask people what kind of music do you want to listen to, they usually say Bappa Sundare Puri, অথবা ধরেন what should I say, LRB, কোন একটা গান বুঝছেন, অথবা মাইলসের ফিরিয়ে দাও. But when I asked you, আপনি আমাকে এমন একটা লিস্ট দিচ্ছে যেটা দেখে I was nothing but inspired. I mean Beethoven, Andrea Bocelli, these are something I wish more people listen to. So what's the story behind this? How come you're listening to such music?
Sure. Actually I listen to music, different types of music. So I am also a big fan of baul music.
Right.
A huge fan of ghazal.
Wow.
A huge fan of bangla গান.
Right.
আমি খুব মনে প্রাণে কিন্তু আমি ভীষণ বাঙালি.
আচ্ছা.
তো তারপরেও music is something where it doesn't have any geographical boundary.
Of course.
So the songs that you played very graciously, Besame Mucho is by Andrea Bocelli. And these are, so I used to learn dancing. And it's tango and salsa.
Wow.
And, so
nice.
we used to, so we have this music that you have to practice with. So this is one of my very, very favorite music, and I actually would like to dedicate it to one of my friend, and my friend knows who that friend is.
Okay.
Because we used to dance together.
Wow,
with this.
nice.
So,
very nice.
So that's that, and then on the Cesare Evora, that is also a very beautiful music. It's obviously salsa dancing এর জন্য.
Amazing. Okay, so great. আপু, আমরা একটা ছোট ব্রেক নিব, একটা ছোট গান শুনবো, বাট গান ব্রেক শোনার আগে আমরা কি র্যাপিড ফায়ার রাউন্ডটা করে ফেলবো? What do you think, Rafi?
আমাকে ফায়ার করবা?
না.
I think we should take that to the next hour.
To the next hour? Okay, sure. So আপু, আপনি বলছেন আপনি মনে প্রাণে বাঙালি, আপনি প্রচুর বাংলা গান শুনেন, সো আপনাকে নতুন রূপে একটা বাংলা গান করা, ঠিক আছে, লালনেরই একটা গান. সো আমরা one of our favorites, আমার রাফির আজবের একটা গানের নাম হচ্ছে খাঁচার ভেতর অচিন পাখি. So ওটা একটা wonderful, amazing rendition শুনে we're gonna come back. We're gonna listen to Tina Apu giving her word of wisdom about investing on startups and how startups can become more investable. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We're gonna come back with a lot more stories.
Ignition. 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 Ignition.
90.4
Startup Talk.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? Apna Shunchen, Startup Talk with me, Zaki Adnan, on Dhaka FM 90.4. And we have the amazing Tina Jabeen, the investment advisor of Startup Bangladesh ICT Division with us. Apu, how are you doing?
Fantastic.
How are you feeling? Are you enjoying?
Lovely.
Are you glad that you came here?
Of course. Oh my God.
Awesome,
the energy is, kind of contagious.
Sounds fantastic. So আপু যেটা বলছিলাম আপনার অনেক জোজের স্টোরি শুনলাম and আমরা আরো জোজের স্টোরি শুনবো and we'll hear from you about how startups should become more investable. But before that, we have a signature what should I say part in our show. So I'm sure you've heard of Jimmy Fallon, David Letterman. And Ellen DeGeneres. So I've grown up listening to them and I've grown up seeing them and I love their shows and I aspire to create shows like them inshallah someday. So ওখান থেকে inspiration নিয়ে what I did is I created a bunch of questions. So আপনি যেটা করতে হবে bro, could you get rid of the bed for a bit? So আমি আপনাকে কয়েকটা প্রশ্ন করব এবং you'll get like absolutely zero time to think, right? So whatever's the first thing in your mind you'll have to answer. ঠিক আছে? So we'll start off with the basics. ঠিক আছে? So number 1, morning or night?
Morning.
So you're a morning person? Okay. মানে আপনি রাত জাগেন না?
Jaggy.
আচ্ছা, but you
I
prefer...
don't like it.
Okay, nice. So book or a film?
Oh, book.
Really?
Of course.
Oh wow, okay, very nice. Tango or salsa?
Tango.
Okay, all right, nice.
Hands down.
Nice. Al Pacino or Sean Connery?
Al Pacino, come on.
Okay, all right. So rainy or sunny?
Sunny.
All right. Tagore or Nazrul?
Ooh, Tagore.
All right. Cha or coffee?
Cha.
Nice. California or Dhaka?
Dhaka.
I think you paused for me. You're like, Dhaka. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna go on to a bit more difficult questions. So, describe yourself in 3 words.
Passionate. Very bold.
Very bold. Fantastic.
And simple.
Wow, very nice. Very noble. Very elegant. So, what is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
মানে আপনি কোন অ্যানিমালটার সাথে সবচেয়ে বেশি রেজোনেট করতে পারেন?
Tiger.
Tiger or a tigress?
Not a tigress, a tiger.
Oh wow. Why is that?
Because I think that I have that agility.
Okay.
And I have that boldness.
Aggression.
And I'm not a gender specific. I don't like to
Nice. Okay, fantastic. All right, so 3 things in a person that annoys you to death.
Excuses.
Nice. Okay, fantastic. So what product would you refuse to promote?
Cigarette.
Okay, wow, fantastic. So 2 more questions. If you could teach any subject in any grade, what subject would it be and which grade would it be?
Oh, what subject?
Yeah.
Poetry.
Wow. And which grade?
From grade beginning.
Or so elementary poetry.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So last question, you're stranded in a beach. Typical stranded in a beach question. So you're stranded in a beach, you get to pick 3 people to accompany you for the rest of your life. Who would those 3 people be?
They can be dead people too, right?
Yeah, sure, anybody.
Oh, okay.
Fiction, non-fiction, JQ.
Okay, my mother.
Of course.
Michelangelo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my mother, Michelangelo, and then I have an auntie, my youngest auntie, my Tukun auntie.
Achha.
So that's it.
Wow, very nice. So Tukun auntie, your mom, and Michelangelo. Okay, so I wonder what 4 of you would be up to. So 3 person, ঠিক আছে, got it. So what are the 3 things you can take for life, nothing else, along with those 3 people?
In the beach.
In the beach, along with those 3 people.
I guess I wouldn't need a swimsuit.
Okay.
Probably a toothbrush.
Toothbrush. So you're very big on oral hygiene.
Toothbrush, of
Yeah,
course. And then probably a book
Book.
and some quinoa.
Quinoa.
Quinoa, it's a great,
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. So fantastic. Thank you so much, Apu, for your time and participating in our rapid fire round. So Amra, we're going to go on to the most exciting part of the show today, where Apu is going to open up about her experiences and what should I say, consolidate them to tell you listeners on, but especially the startup founders, যে আপনার স্টার্টআপ কিভাবে আরো ইনভেস্টেবল করতে পারবেন। সো সেটার জন্য আপু আপনার টপ টিপস to the startup founders.
Sure. So I'll just kind of share my experience based on what I have, my working experience, right? Because I don't have a lot of experience working with startups in Bangladesh yet. So one thing that I would ask them is to be open and be coachable, because that is what made all these big names. This is when they make when we hear about Airbnb and LinkedIn, we hear about them when they made it, but we don't know the story behind it. So the backstory is that they have pitched so many times to the VCs, and they are very open, coachable. They got all the feedback, they addressed it, and then they came back again. And I have seen it with my own eyes. So be very coachable.
So আরেকটু যদি elaborate করেন, coachable, but what do you mean? যে মানে বাংলাদেশি বলবো না, but এমনিতে startup founders in general, they're very intelligent people.
Yeah, you're very intelligent, and they're very smart, but sometimes they think that I know it all. কারণ ওরা টেকনিক্যালি খুবই ভালো থাকে, রাইট? বিকজ দ্যাটস হোয়াট দে আর সেলিং, দ্যাট ইজ দ্যার স্পেশালিটি। কিন্তু যখন ওরা ইনভেস্টমেন্ট পিচে যায়, তখন ওরা কিন্তু যাচ্ছে বিজনেস পিপলের কাছে। So business people কিন্তু দেখতেছে, হ্যাঁ, your product is fantastic, but how would you make money out of it? How are you going to market it? How would you, what is your customer base? So এই feedback গুলা কিন্তু ওরা, the business people gives that feedback. They also look into the chemistry of the management team. So startups usually একজন তো করে না, আরো কয়েকজন মিলে করে, তাই না?
Of course.
So এটা খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট, যেটা ইনভেস্টররা দেখে, সেটা হইলো যে ম্যানেজমেন্ট team or founders, মানে how well they are connected and how passionate they are.
Right.
And also very important, execution. প্রত্যেকটা জিনিস খুব ভালো হইতে পারে, fantastic product, but how would you execute it? Can you execute them? So এই জিনিসগুলা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। তো সেই জন্য startups যারা founders, they are technically very great, but they need to be open to feedback about how to keep the business, the operations, একদম due diligence গুলো যেন ভালো থাকে, ওদের records গুলো যেন ভালো থাকে, ওদের financials গুলো যেন up to date থাকে, তাই না? And also they need to remember, আমাদের দেশের কথা বলি, they want to make sure or keep in mind that this is actually not a science project. It is actually a business, তাই না? আমরা মানে এটা একটা real business. সুতরাং when you are going and pitching to an investor, make sure that you are really ready. Don't come to a pitch with a half-baked proposal or pitch book, because এটা পুরা দেখলেই বোঝা যায় যে ready না.
Is this a norm? মানে বাংলাদেশে
No, it's not a norm. No, not at all. But it's not a norm at all. But I have seen quite a bit of it, and the reason it not because they don't want to do it. I think one of the things is they don't know about it. So আমি encourage করব যারা এই সমস্ত they are thinking about a product or they are startups. I think that they should also read a lot and see what's going on outside, মানে globally. এখানে তো ইউটিউবে সবকিছু available, তাই না? তো সেখান থেকে তোমরা শিখো। তারপরে যদি সম্ভব হয় বিভিন্ন স্টার্টআপস নিয়ে তো বিভিন্ন প্রোগ্রামস হয়, লোকালি হয়, বিদেশে হয়, সেখান থেকে তোমরা শিখো। And we have quite a few big players in the ecosystem. One is obviously Startup Bangladesh. এটা যদিও নিউ, কিন্তু তারপরেও আমরা তো available. The resources available, come and bug us. We have,
You're
GPI
open. মানে এটা
We're very
এই
open.
জিনিসটা আপু যেটা হয় যে ধরেন a lot of people they think যে oh shit government I need
Oh, no, no, no,
network
no.
I need I need people there এরকম কিছু
Totally
না।
not. My office is open. You can walk into the office. I may not be able to talk to you for more than 5 minutes because if there is no appointment, but we have staff where I will say, go and talk to this person.
Absolutely.
So সেটা আমরা কিন্তু এছাড়াও ধরো there are company or players, ecosystem players like GP Accelerator. There is Whiteboard, Better Stories, and also আমাদের বিভিন্ন telecom যেমন Robi. I think they also have an entrepreneurship program. আমাদের বিভিন্ন universities আছে যেখানে যে North South আছে যেখানে ওদের entrepreneurship program আছে, ULab আছে. So there are a lot of resources available. What they need to do, the startups, they need to do is that they need to kind of make themselves a little bit more knowledgeable. So once you are a startup and you are in a pretty মানে একটু seasoned, হয়তোবা তোমাদের MVP আছে বা what not, then you want to make sure your books are clean, your due diligence খুব important. You are ethical. Ethic needs, that's very important. And I told before, execution. So and you need to be very, very persistent. You should be open to take risks. Okay, and that is one of the things that the culture of risk taking. If you fail, learn from that failure. I mean, don't think that I will fail, but if you fail, you learn from it, and then you fix it, and then you move on. তাই না? Think about an innovative way of fixing a solution, right? Don't think about like okay এভাবে এটা হইছে. So আমি এই মানে আমার মানে humble advice হলো এগুলাই. And there are a lot of people who are available in the industry and they're very open to talk and give you advice.
Right, absolutely. So Apu, what about the investors? এখন let's come to the real side of the other side of the coin, the other side of the table. So what advice would you give to the investors? এখন ইনভেস্টররা স্টার্টআপে যে ইনভেস্ট করবে বাংলাদেশে, so from my limited knowledge, right, so investors look for exits. So Bangladesh obviously right now exit strategies are very limited.
It's challenging,
right?
It's not,
so it's a matter of mindset. Obviously exit strategy mindset ne Bangladesh is not your market to enter, right? So how would you advise investors to approach Bangladesh market?
So I don't have the gall to advise the investors. I mean, these are big shot people, but I would humbly suggest that আমাদের মানে these investors, they are also business people. They need to give a chance to these startups. These are big moneyed people, big moneyed institutions. Most of the capital is with banks, right? আমাদের দেশে কিন্তু একটু সিস্টেমটা capital market is basically a lot of money is with the banks. So I would say when I say investors, I will urge the banks to take risks with our startups, to make investments in our startups. এবং সেটার জন্য হয়তোবা সবকিছু policy wise, tax policies or there are different other issues about structures of these vehicles. বিভিন্ন রকম issues আছে, কিন্তু আমি আর্জ করব যে আমাদের ব্যাংকগুলো যদি একটু ক্রিয়েটিভ ওয়েতে আমাদের এই স্টার্টআপস গুলাতে ইনভেস্ট করতে পারে. One of the thing could be these lot of these big institutions, they have CSR budget, right? I mean koti টাকার CSR budget. They can probably invest in 2-3 startups, several crore they can earmark for to invest in startups, and kind of support the government. I mean, nothing can be accomplished successfully if there is no private and public partnership.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So আমাদের private যারা করছে তারাও একটু এগিয়ে আসুক, আর গভর্নমেন্ট তো আছেই. So এই দুইটা মিলে যদি আমরা করতে পারি আমার মনে হয় খুব ভালো হয়. On the exit strategy, there are issues there, and আমি তুমি নিশ্চয়ই জানো যে the government is extremely focused on making sure that it can create this ecosystem, it can foster this ecosystem, and also encourage investors, local and outside, abroad. So some of the policies that they're looking into, probably modifying the tax laws.
Amazing.
Also looking into policies to address issues with intellectual properties, copyrights, because we have softwares, we have products that's coming from these startups. The other issue is women representation. So that's very important. So I also want to mention that women representation আমাদের বিভিন্ন গভর্নমেন্ট ইনিশিয়েটিভ আছে where they actually invest or support the startups. So আমাদের স্টার্টআপ বাংলাদেশে কিন্তু এটা একটা we do have a specific focus on supporting women entrepreneurs.
Fantastic.
And we have already funded 36 startups and we are looking into 8 more. And এখানে আমাদের কিছু women entrepreneurs founders আছে.
Fantastic. Sounds great. Sounds fantastic. And I hope, inshallah, I'm working towards the development of our ecosystem myself.
Yes.
I only hope and dream, inshallah, very soon we will be, there, where where people can, really point towards Bangladesh startup ecosystem and go like, whoa, look at them grow.
Yes.
So great. Thank you so much, Apu, once again for making the time and sharing your inspiring stories. I personally am very, very inspired. So thank you once again.
Of course.
Great. And so we're going to sign off with a Robi Thakur song in Ornob's voice, Maje Maje Keno Dekha Pai. So enjoy, stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back next week with another startup ecosystem enabler. Take care, ladies and gentlemen.